find this interesting. It says to take an oath. Ancient Romans put a hand on their testicles.
Right.
That's where the word
Testify,
testimony
right,
comes
right.
from.
Testimony.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. And if they squeezed too hard, that's why they would affirm. With a little Vaseline, the testify became an affirming.
Wow.
What? That's not bad, is it? For
He
us?
drags the show down, Mike. He always drags
wait a
it
minute,
down.
Right into the gutter.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now, hold on. Tell me, that isn't so bad for spur of the moment, is it?
We didn't say it was
was
bad,
not
Jay.
bad.
It's
But
just-
you're
it's just
not
the
laughing.
Same stuff
You're not doubled over in laughter.
yeah, that's great.
I did see, though, coming back from Jeff City yesterday,
Yeah,
actually coming into Jeff City from Columbia,
a sign.
a big billboard.
Yeah.
We missed this. And this is where we should go next year and broadcast live.
Oh, yeah?
The Olean, Missouri.
Olean, Missouri.
Olean. I
Okay,
think it was.
Olean, Missouri.
The Olean, Missouri 14th Annual Testicle Festival.
Really now?
Yes.
Gosh, we missed it,
It's
Mike.
got- put on by the Kiwanis Club. It was the 3rd of June.
Wow, it must be around testicle lopping time.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, now, wouldn't that be great to broadcast live for the
Yes,
Testicle
it'd be
Festival?
wonderful.
It would be a ball.
Hey, we're here live at the Testicle Festival. Hey, they're dropping like flies, folks.
No, seriously.
What are you, nuts?
What are you, nuts?
Certainly.
No, it was a big. This was a big billboard. This wasn't a little sign. It was a whole billboard
Yeah.
for the Leon.
Let's talk to one of the contestants. One hung low.
That's where they. You know what? That's where they. I think they start filming The Sopranos.
Yeah, I believe they did.
Those
Or
are
the.
great rim shots.
I'm
What's
sorry.
that?
Those are great rim shots.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Has anyone ever been to the Testicle Festival?
If anyone's
in
ever been
Leon?
there, call us at 664
Olean, Missouri Testicle Festival.
Yeah.
It was the 3rd of June. What is it?
It was the 3rd
of
of
June,
June, another sleepy, dusty
Delta
Oh,
day.
boy.
I was
started-
out chopping cotton and my brother
Was
was
baling
baling
hay. But he got himself a little too close
To the baling machine. And his testicles, they ended up on a.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Too early
Got
for
mixed
Robbie.
up with his spleen.
Yeah, there you go. That's what happened. Okay.
And that's how they're celebrating it.
Yeah.
isn't it?
The day that Billy Joe's testicles.
That's
got
when he was thrown off the
bailed in.
Tallahatchie Bridge.
Yeah, they were throwing his nuts off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
We finally solved.
Solve the
Well,
problem.
this has been a question in musical history for
Yeah.
a long time.
What
It's
was he
exactly
throwing
what
off
was
the
it?
Tall-
We know exactly.
Was
what-
this nuts?
You couldn't. They were just too messed up to sew back on.
God. He
This-
waited too long and they
That's right.
died,
They
so he had
died.
to throw
They
him off
shriveled up.
the bridge. Yeah.
He wrapped up his little newspaper and threw him off into the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to call what's her name.
You know, Billy
You
Joe
know.
never had a lick of sense anyhow.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
never did.
I'm going to call but Billy. What's her name?
Bobby Gentry.
Bobby Gentry,
Yeah.
and tell her I know the
I know
secret
the
now.
secret.
The former Mrs. Jim Stafford, by the way.
Really?
Did you know they were
boy.
married?
I didn't know they were married. I didn't know that.
I did not know that, Ed.
This is tell me
The
nothing has come
Testicle
out of this show.
Festival.
This is a big deal in musical history.
Well, we've
Absolutely.
come up with two things.
What's the other one?
Well, we know what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the Hokey Pokey.
It's the
that's
Hokey
right.
Pokey.
But not today. We've known that for a
Yeah,
while.
we've known that for a while, but this is the second
This is a milestone.
major
Right.
milestone.
Remember they made a movie about that.
That's right, with Robbie Benson.
And somebody was hinting that it was like a fetus or something, that she was pregnant.
yeah,
There's all
yeah, I've
kinds
heard
of
that,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, this is a real
Testicles.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think
Anyway.
the next mystery we need to solve is either Hoffa
Hoffa, yeah.
or
Well, it's
who
definitely not
Carly
that
Simon's
farm that
thinking
they
about, and
dug
you're
up.
so vain.
Yeah. Oh, I think,
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. And the Hoffa wasn't on that farm they dug up. Like 20 acres or something.
I know.
Right.
It's amazing.
It is.
You know, I'm with whatever his name is, the guy that you played. That he's probably the bacon in a Dave's Deluxe. I mean, that's just
Tim
you're
Wilson.
never
Yeah.
gonna find him or anything about him.
Well, they think that they still think that he's in the concrete at some football stadium in Florida.
But they did that. They actually went and did a sort of a
Scan.
yeah, exactly of that, and they didn't find him.
And fine. Yeah, but
No.
he could be lead shielded. Who knows? Well, of course,
That-
and then
that's
they'd
good
find a.
Yeah.
Well,
they'd
they'd find
a
some kind of a
void or
mass
something.
of
Yeah,
something.
right.
But this is a big country. He could be buried.
He could be
pretty much
anywhere. I mean,
They
he
even
could
check-
be out of the country.
They
too.
checked the 10-yard line too in a football field. I don't remember which one.
Why
Actually,
the
they went up the
10-yard
whole
line?
field, but
Why the
they were-
10-yard line?
Oh, well, that's only what they showed. But they said we
Oh.
checked the entire football field
Wow.
because it was rumored that he was buried there on
Yeah.
the 10-yard line or whatever yard line.
Wow. Well, whoever did it and buried him did a good job.
Well,
put him
yeah,
He's
somewhere-
got several different graves, I'll
They
bet.
put him
Actually-
somewhere that nobody will
Right.
ever find him.
actually, I just thought of this too. This could be a big hint too.
Yeah,
a
what's
big
that,
idea.
Jay?
Things all kind of tie together, Jim.
Yeah, do they?
Where that we've been talking about, would they most likely bury a Teamster?
Under the Union Pacific Railroad?
No.
At the
A
test
Teamster.
festival?
No, a
Oh.
Teamster.
A Teamster,
Modern day Teamsters.
modern day Teamsters.
Well, the
That's
Teamsters started out as
different. I have
something
a feeling
different.
this is going to be a stretch.
No,
Yeah.
they started out. The Teamsters started out as wagon. I mean, the wagon drivers.
Yeah, and now they're all kinds of different stuff.
Well, yeah, but what's the primary?
Truck drivers, I guess.
Truckee, California.
Truckee, California.
And that is, I bet
See,
you
I
that's,
told you it'd be a stretch.
that's not a stretch. Wait, why is that a stretch to think that? Why would it be a stretch to think that they would bury the head of the truck drivers union
in Truckee.
in Truckee?
His
Because
mobsters
that would
aren't
be
really
too
known for a
obvious,
sense of
Jay.
humor.
Oh, sure they are. Oh,
Yeah,
they
that's
are.
what
They-
hey, let's bury him in Truckee. That'd be funny. He'd like that.
Exactly. He'll think that's
He'd
funny.
think that's funny. He's smiling down from heaven. He's thinking, hey, good job, guys. Buried me in Truckee. Nobody will ever think to look there.
Well, I mean, tell me that's not
Jay,
real. What?
it's not a revelation, though.
Why?
That's just the rambling of a demented mind. That's all.
Sorry. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, we can only solve one mystery at a time.
Now the
We're-
testicle thing, that's a revelation, but no, Truckee. I think you're just going for two in one day. So stress.
Two things happened this year of monumental importance.
Uh-oh.
Okay, one thing is you turned 60,
The other one is.
and the other thing that turned.
What about
60
your
this-
bypass?
What
What about the boil?
potatoes.
What about the
Small
boil on
potatoes.
your butt?
No, that wasn't even.
That wasn't this year.
And it wasn't even a boil.
said
it was
this year.
this. But anyway,
Well,
the-
yeah, that's
one of the
he
greatest
keeps
American
bringing that up.
novelty products also turned 60.
Oh, really?
And so
Teeth,
This year-
chattering teeth.
this year, two old farts turned 60.
No, I'm next year.
So I got you
Oh, whoopee.
electric whoopee cushions.
Electric
Oh,
whoopee cushion.
nice.
Wow.
But that's not
But-
all. So to speak.
Very nice, man.
That's
It's
lovely. So
really-
you don't
it
even
is
have to
lovely.
sit. So you put the remote control under somebody when they sit down.
No, you set it off yourself. In other words, you can
Oh,
put it
I
behind a
see.
pillow
When
on
they
the couch
sit
or
down,
something,
okay.
and then you could and just set it off there.
Wow.
And now that's the reverberation. Here is the bouquet that you can use.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Flarp. Oh Lord.
They're only one use each time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, those are nice too. Now, so
Oh,
you
got
you
your
got three
flarp.
of those, so you put it in so it actually does that, but 3 times.
Right.
Oh, yeah. This is just what I want.
Thank you, Mike.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
Now you
really.
can-
I know how much you like this. You could probably have mine.
No, you keep yours,
All right.
John. Otherwise, I'll have to give it back to you for your birthday.
So happy
Thank
birthday.
you, thank you.
Flarp stink bag.
Right. So happy birthday,
Thank
whoopee
you so
cushion.
much.
Wow.
You age like a
Thank you.
fine wine. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
I am.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good morning. How
Hey,
are you?
man.
Where are you?
Bill.
Where
I'm
are you?
home. Yeah. Hey guys,
Yeah.
are you guys eating junk food?
Well,
Not yet.
sort of. We have a Diet Coke.
Okay,
see-
go wild.
Yeah, see, Jim's not here today because Jim's down languishing on the beach in Alabama. And he usually brings.
Well, we should be back soon then.
Yeah, he'll be back tonight. But he usually brings in the junk food, so we're having to do, we're having to get by with Diet Coke this morning, which isn't, it
Well,
could be considered junk.
I had surgery over the summer, Bill, so I have to cut back on all that junk food.
Oh well,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's wonderful to hear from you. We're talking with Bill Morrissey. You're calling from New Hampshire?
I am.
Good. And we just talked about you a few minutes ago. You're due in here on a week from tomorrow
Yep.
on the 11th at the Focal Point, 2720 Sutton in Maplewood. Again, I give the phone number 314-781-4200 is the number there if you want information about tickets. It's a Sunday. It was going to be Saturday, but you have a conflict to hear you're on the air in Chicago.
Yeah, they Ellen kind of double booked me, so Focal Point was nice enough to do it the next night.
Okay, we were still wondering the time might be set. Might be a little early. Usually it's 8 o'clock, but because it's Sunday, you might go an hour early.
Yeah, I think so. I think
Well,
it is going to be at 7.
Probably 7 o'clock. But keep tuning in, and we'll talk about it. We'll let you know next week. Or I said you can call the Focal Point 781-4200. It should be on there. We're expecting a 7 o'clock show for anybody who's interested. And we'll be playing some stuff today. Actually, some of your music. You have a new album out, right?
It's not officially out, but I'll be traveling with a limited number of advance CDs.
Good.
That'll be for sale. And Ellen said she's getting a copy off to you
Good.
this week, so if you care to play it next Saturday.
Well, we'll think about it.
Well, look, the check's in the mail.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
it's,
guys are Clear Channel, right? We can do the payola.
exactly we can. It's really except the Jerky Boys paid us more to do their stuff next week.
Well, I know, cost of living.
Yeah,
That's because the Jerky Boys aren't on Rounder.
yeah, you got to do it. Yeah.
Well, neither am I for that.
That's what are you on now?
Turn and Spin Media.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
That's what's the last one on the something I saw? I thought I saw. What was that on?
That's on
That's
Philo.
on Rounder
right
Philo.
now. Mhm.
Okay, so this Turn and Spin.
Yeah, that's Ellen and I are going independent.
Good. That's interesting. That's good. So we'll be happy to play that next week. Just get it to us as quickly as you can. But it's in my opinion, seriously, Bill, it's a you shouldn't miss show. It really is. I mean, every time you've been here, people have loved your show. Not to boast of your ego, but you're personable and the songs are wonderful and you're funny and it's just anybody who hasn't seen Bill Morrissey live really should. It's a treat. I never actually missed one of your shows since you've been here. I've been to all of them, including that the Catacombs out at St. John and James about 15 years ago.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
That's when I was having that power drink.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Do you remember that, Mike? Were you around at that time?
No.
He's got this. He was coming up from Rolla, from like the owl? What was the Blue Owl? Or whatever was down there. There was some. Remember that
Yeah.
place in Rolla?
Yeah. I can't think of the name of
Blue Owl or Green Parrot or something like that. And they drove all night to get up here, and they did the show at the Catacombs. They had this big jar of this stuff that Ellen had, some kind of a supplement, as a dietary supplement. I'm on the air, somebody says to me, how can they make that stay in that kind of a schedule? I mean, do Rolla one night, they're here the next night, and I said, well, I don't know. They seem to do pretty well. They had this big jar of white powder that seemed to help.
You're gonna get him pulled over.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was-
thanks, Jay.
You're welcome, Bill. Always happy to oblige.
Hey, Bill, do you still do the Tinky Winky song in your
I
concerts?
haven't, but for a minor fee, I can relearn it.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about that one in a while.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're still doing the drop-ins. We're still doing the Huey the Ledbetter drop-ins that you did 15 years ago. We still do it. We still use them.
Oh, good.
Oh yeah, I'm outing you now. Nobody knows it's you. now they do.
Well, that was, during my blues phase.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
they're great. They're just great. They're my favorite of all of them. But anyway, we'll be looking forward to seeing you, and hopefully you get a chance to stay around.
Oh, yeah, this will be the first time I actually get to hang out in St. Louis for a couple days
Good.
after the show.
Good. It'll be really fun.
You'll have to be tour guide.
Oh, don't worry. My pleasure. I'll take a day off or
Well,
two.
Ellen, my manager, went to school at Wash U, so
Right.
and she loves the city, and we've just never had time to schedule, St. Louis one night and then, God knows where the next.
I think the last time that you were here that you actually stayed for any length of time at all, we had dinner at Telena's when they were still over there at Stinker, and I think that was the night that my son, who at that time was probably 2, who's now 17 and playing hockey and all that, at that time was 2, and I think he got you square in the forehead with a ravioli, if I remember correctly. I think it was. I'm not sure if it was toasted or not, but I remember there was one on your forehead. So
No, there's a song title
Yeah,
for you. Square in the head with a ravioli.
Yeah, there's critics everywhere.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard to find toasted ravioli around here.
Yeah, it is. Well, okay, so we still owe you toasted ravioli, actually.
Oh
I
my
know-
God!
Well, I had it, though.
What?
You still
And,
haven't
but
paid.
It's, the good thing is that haggis is harder to find.
Our
around
Meg is
here.
actually not here. It isn't.
Oh, well, it will will be for me.
No,
Yeah.
we can get you haggis. Actually, you can get vegetarian haggis here. You can also get regular haggis. No, serious. I'm absolutely dead serious, and I'll take you to the place. There's the Scottish Arms, or I can also get you frozen over at Global Foods. There's also something that they have in the freezer at Global Foods that you can buy, and it's called. You can take one back with you. It's called Spotted Dick.
Yeah, I knew it.
Oh no, I know that's a British. British bread pudding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's,
the Brits have a knack for naming their
they
food.
they really do.
You know, it's I'd like some toad in the hole.
Right. Yeah.
You know, sounds
Toad in
like
the hole.
my sex life for the last
Right.
year. Oh, you know, or bangers and mash.
Right.
But
And-
spotted dick.
Yes.
I'd
Finish
like some spotted dick, Nigel. You know? No, that's not something you order in the West Village in New York.
Or in prison. I'd like a bit of spotted dick. I said, well, just wait.
Okay, but vegetarian haggis.
Yeah, you can get it here.
Lads, me tofu is a little well done. You know?
They've, in fact, even they don't use a sheep's stomach; they use a stocking,
Oh,
and they
good.
stuff it. It's it's I don't know, it's
A big cabbage
yeah,
leaf.
yeah, something like that. But it is actually vegetarian. They say. I
Okay.
think the meat is they substitute chopped up mushrooms or something for it. But anyway, we'll get you some when you're here.
Well, it's not like you can hurt haggis.
No, you can hurl it.
You can. Yes, you can.
Then we-
I think that's where golf started.
I think that's really, that sounds like that's a good name for a group, Hurling Haggis, for a band. You know,
Hurling
something like.
Haggis, didn't he? He
Oh,
was the
he did,
goalie
yeah.
for the Edinburgh team, wasn't
I
he?
think he was. Either that, or he was a country guy. And didn't he do? He did one of those. He turned country singer. You're right. He was the goalie, and then he turned to country singer.
Well, yeah,
He
that
did.
happens a lot.
Me and my truck by Hurling Haggis. Just me and my
I
truck.
may have to do a couple of Hurling Haggis tunes. That's a focal point.
We'll look forward to it. How long have you been working on this new album?
It actually took quite a while. Not that many hours in the studio, but just getting the right people.
Any noteworthy people on there backing you up?
Yeah, it's the two remaining members of Morphine,
Good.
and Dave Alvin flew out from California, so he's all over the record. And
Good.
it wouldn't be a record without Cormac McCarthy on
No.
harp,
No.
and then fretless bass, and Jennifer Kimball sings harmony on a couple things.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm
really
a fan.
happy. I actually play bass clarinet on the opening number.
That sounds good. Actually, I'm a fan. I really like Cormac McCarthy from the things I've got. I've got a couple of the albums, or at least maybe one of his albums anyway.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. He's an old bud, and he plays harmonica behind me just better than anybody. I think because he's a songwriter also.
Sure.
He doesn't get in the way.
In fact, it
And
reminds me.
it was the same thing with Dave Alvin on guitar. He's a brilliant guitarist. I mean, Dylan's asked him to tour and weights and stuff. But because he's a songwriter, he just doesn't get in the way. It's not the Dave Alvin show with Bill Morrissey on vocals.
Right. I understand. He's played here, with a couple of his, I guess, with the Guilty Man and with
Yeah.
whatever he's playing. He's been here recently. I think maybe in the last month.
Yeah, he's been out on the road. I just spoke with him 2 days ago. He's finally home for a bit. So,
Oh God.
but he and I keep threatening because we're both half Polish to write some songs together. But man, it's tough to rhyme with Glumpke. But we'll do it.
I know you will. You always do.
Well, I have to.
I know. Well, this is good. This is wonderful, and we're really looking forward to having you come on, and also to staying late. Hopefully, we'll find something Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that
see us.
sounds good. How's the weather out there?
Snowing today.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we got about close to a foot yesterday.
Really. It's been in the 60s. Yesterday, I think it was 60. Now this morning, there's snow. It's light. I mean, it's not heavy at all. It'll
No,
probably
it
be
is.
warm when you're here.
It gets about 35 here. You see people walking around with zinc on their nose.
What is that? Where they have 2 seasons, winter and August? Is that how?
Well, that interrupted a bit for the season of rough sledding.
Good. That's good. Good. Anybody go down on the ice houses, or anybody lost in the lake or
I think
cars?
one car went down in Lake Winnipesaukee. Driving on ice just does not seem like the smartest thing in the world. I don't care, how thick it is. But they, the Lake Winnipesaukee looks like the parking lot at the mall on a Saturday.
And it's like 3 inches thick or something like that.
Yeah. It's just,
I mean the ice.
get one
I
of them
mean the
big,
ice.
heavy trucks.
Well, there was a picture in the newspaper of one of those news vans that was out doing a story on the dangers of driving on the lake, and it was half submerged by the time it was, the picture showed this van sinking. The guy was he didn't realize he was out on the lake when he started the story, and the next thing it broke under him, and they showed the news van from whatever Channel 7 News going down in the water. The lesson learned, I suppose.
Oh, good.
Yeah, really. I know. Well, we're going to be really glad to see you, Bill. It's going to be.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's been way
too.
too long.
Absolutely has. And I mean, for anybody listening out there, if you haven't heard Bill live, the Focal Point, 7 o'clock, that's the 11th, Sunday the 11th, 2720 Sutton in Maplewood. And it's a show that you wouldn't want to miss. It really is a very, very good show. And Bill's fun. And actually, I love the way you talk to the fans afterwards, too. You sit around. It's just like old home week, Bill.
Well, I like to, meet the people who come to the shows. And that's just what I've always done.
They can never accuse you of being a distant performance artist here, because you're right with everybody.
Oh, yeah. And it's a lot of times they buy things.
Yeah. Oh, and so, I know. You cajoled me into buying a few things, too. I wasn't going to buy anything. I bought your book.
Oh, jeez.
I know.
Which book, Edson?
Edson, yeah. Is the other one finished?
Yeah, the other one's finished. That should be out in a couple months. And I've started a sequel to Edson. I wanted to wait about 8-10 years to see what happened to these people.
Ed Grandson?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, it would be the next logical generation.
Or Ed's second cousin.
Yeah, or whatever. Ed's grandson, I think, would be actually be a better title.
Probably.
Ed's son and Ed's grandson. Actually, that you buy them together. You can package them together.
It's the Bill Morrissey book set.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
get.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's.
It looks like Edson's actually getting translated into French and going to be. I've got a Paris publisher.
You're kidding.
Wow.
What's next? Iceland?
Yeah. Well, Iceland actually has one of the most literate populaces in the world.
Well, I'm sure they
What
are.
else is there to do but read books and drink?
Well, this is the land that spawned Gunnar Hansen,
That's true.
of which Mike got his autograph for Christmas this last year. So
Really?
I got it for him. I found it at a junk store, not a junk store, a sale up in Alton, Illinois, or up in Grafton actually, at a flea market. There was Gunnar Hansen's autograph, the original Leatherface, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think he's one of the few people in the Actors Guild who's from Iceland originally.
Well, that's a safe bet.
Yeah, that's that literate population for you. They produce the Leatherface in the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You're right, Bill.
There haven't been many guys from Tuva
No,
either.
no. Actually, we have some music from them though.
Oh, I love the
Tuvan
throat
throat.
singing.
Oh yeah, we do.
You know what Mike has done to pervert that?
Oh yes, of course.
What?
Mike did it.
He has a whole like 30 minutes of gas passing sounds that really based on Tuvan throat music, and it's called Tuvan butt music. And
Which
seriously, I'm
sounds
not
the
kidding.
same, whether it's
I'm
the
not
vocals
kidding
or
you.
the other.
I'm not kidding you. He spent a half hour of his life putting this together. That's the
can
thing
you
that
get
scares
two
me.
notes when you're breaking wind?
Mike could.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you know,
maybe.
you should be sort of the Roland Kirk of gas passing.
Wait, now who's Roland Kirk? I don't.
He's a jazz man who plays 3 reed instruments at once,
Oh.
which is quite a trick. But he's never lacked for girlfriends.
Neither.
I wonder why. Suffer from dry mouth all the time.
By the way, this is KDHX St. Louis. You're listening to Bill Morrissey, calling from New Hampshire, and Bill will be in town again a week from tomorrow. Focal Point in Maplewood at 7 o'clock, around there. 781-4200 if you want further information about Bill Morrissey.
Oh, Bill, do you have a website people can go to?
Yeah, www.billmorrissey.something. I think it's .com. Let me look. I never go to it
Okay.
because I know where I am.
Yeah, there you are.
It's .com.
Okay.
And Let's see. Oh, yeah, but we're going to be redoing the website, so, we can sell things and new pictures and new updates and whatever.
Can they leave you an email there?
They can via Ellen, which
Okay.
her email it's just Ellen. Ellen at turnandspin.com.
Turnandspin.com. Okay.
And anything that you send there to me, she forwards it right to me.
Alrighty, great.
So so at the show I'll be doing doing a lot of stuff from the new record and a lot of the old ones, and some things I've written since the recording. So could be a long show.
What's the name of the new album?
It's called Come Running.
Come Running. Okay.
Well, I can't wait, Bill, honestly, and I hope that everybody who's listening, if you get a chance, get out there Sunday at 7 o'clock, because it's a really good show. And
That'll be Bill's only chance to collect on that bet that you lost.
That's right. I owe him.
World Series bet.
Yeah, I mean, I lost 4 lobsters out of that thing.
Lobster, but never flounder.
Well, I never could figure out how to get it to you because they're frozen. I mean, to get them frozen, you were always on the road, and I didn't know how to get you frozen toasted ravioli up in New Hampshire without them going bad. But since you're here,
if you freeze it solidly and then pack it in newspaper and overnight it, I have guys, fishermen from Alaska, who send me care packages.
But when you're on the road, who takes care of that stuff? That's what I was worried about. It would sit in. I didn't want it to sit on your front porch. There's nothing like old toasted ravioli.
My dog Molly would find it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. But we'll get you some when you're here, so don't worry.
Okay.
If you're going,
I always go to St. Louis for my lobster.
Yeah, really. Well, it was a bet that I could not believe that they lost 4 games straight to the Red Sox. I mean, we were all heartbroken.
Well, I remember talking with you that summer, just saying, wouldn't it be incredible? Of course, the Sox were down a million games. If it was a Cards Sox series.
Yeah, it would have been. Well, it was. I mean,
taking 4
2
from the
years ago.
Yankees when they were down 3.
Right.
And then 4 from the Cards. New England was in a state of shock. We weren't prepared for that. We didn't know how to react to winning.
We
It
were
was
shocked.
like, okay, somebody wake me up.
And we were so shocked we could never get ourselves together to send you the toasted ravioli. We were too numb. But we'll make that right. We'll rectify that problem when you're down here.
Yeah, well, that sounds good to me.
All right, Bill, are you going to take a chance? Are you going to call Stacy?
Yeah, I guess I will.
If you get a chance.
I feel like I'm, the guest that will not leave CHX, but...
No, we're happy. I think Stacy would like... I told her last time she seemed happy, then you couldn't make it. There was something that happened. I think you almost died or something. Whatever it is, you stood us up.
Yeah, it's a folk thing.
Yeah. You were too busy on your hands and knees trying to breathe. You should... But we forgive you for that.
Okay, well, listen, we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, the same number. I think she'd be, anytime between 9 and 11.
Yeah.
And I take it, not to dig up old problems, but I take it that problem has been solved,
Oh, yeah.
and that your whatever was going on with the heart. Did they ever find out what was wrong?
No, but I'm sure it's some rare and incurable thing that will look good in my biography.
Yeah. You won't reenact it on stage, I hope, when you're down here. Maybe you should. Maybe that would be good.
Okay, yeah.
I just kept thinking of Letter from Heaven every time. Part 2.
That's like when Dylan got really sick a couple of years ago. He turned to one of the reporters and said, "I was almost with Elvis."
Good.
So,
All right. I'm glad you called, Bill. It's been a pleasure, as always.
You bet. I got to go let my dog out. And,
all right. Molly?
Yeah, Molly.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was a Hurricane Katrina dog.
Really?
Yeah, and she's she's a Cajun Terrier. And she's, of course, never seen snow, and she's frolicking in it. But I have to, how hard it is to get, like, gumbo-flavored kibble? I mean, up here, anyway.
I think we have it here. Because this is Ralston Purina territory, so...
We bootleg it. We make bathtub.
Yeah, that's right. When they used to own the hockey team, they used to make hockey fan chow and sell it in little bags.
Oh, good.
So.
The first taste is free, but the rest is going to cost you.
That's right. It's the first little bag. All right. Well,
It's another fine method.
another fine meth. You got
Yeah.
it too. All right. Too, Bill. We're on the net. KDHX.org. You can listen to us.
Well, I will do that.
And
Yeah, because there's been all this scandal now about, folkies getting tested for steroids. I mean, if you look at Greg Brown and Garnett Rogers these days, they've suddenly bulked up so much in 2 years. It's. I was thinking of that song, the boss man says you got to pee in a cup. I mean, I've toured with Greg quite a lot, and I know he corks the neck of his guitar.
I think you just played that last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
The Cub Coder thing. The Cub Coder thing. He just played it last week on the show, and he did a show by himself.
Well, Bill's
okay.
obviously listened to the discs that I gave him the last time he was here.
Is that what it? Oh, I
Yeah.
see. All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, good.
It's morning, and I don't care.
I
Yeah.
know. It's morning every morning, and here we don't care either. That's why we have such a wonderful time, 6 to 8. They put us on some of the best hours of the week.
I'm just glad I don't have to gig at those hours.
Yeah.
We do. We have to try to get them to be funny. Usually it doesn't work. But that's all right. You saved us. Like I
Well,
said,
all right.
All right. Wilson, thanks, Bill. Once
betcha.
again, we'll be happy to see you. Looking forward to seeing you. You're coming in Sunday?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You know my number. Call me when you get in.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks, Bill.
Bill Morrissey coming a week from tomorrow to the Focal Point. This is KDHX St. Louis, the Brain Sandwich Show.
See. All right, well, we had a request,
Uh-oh.
but we're still going to be stupid anyway. This came over the internet from old friends of ours, Terry and Naomi.
Oh,
Really?
yeah?
Okay, now it said, I would almost listen if if you guys played One Velvet Morning by Lee Hazelwood and Nancy Sinatra.
But we do play that.
Oh, we play it all the time.
Well, this is just shortly after Lee Hazelwood's death that he sent this. I'm just now getting to this.
Oh, now they're
Yeah.
interested.
I believe Mike gave me a DAT copy to play on the acoustic edge when we were on Sundays. I did it to drive Naomi nuts. Now that Lee is gone, I can't get that stupid song out of my head. I was driven like a man possessed to go to Amazon and buy the greatest hits CD to get that song. Good God, what is wrong with me? And then he followed up, and this is the request. Have Jim and Jay sing it on the air as a duet. I would have Jay be Nancy, but you can decide this. If you do it, let me know. I want to hear it. I will listen or at least tape it. Terry, now here is
So do we have the lyrics?
the lyrics.
Ah, great. We
Like
got the
that,
lyrics.
like that, so you can be.
But you have to let him know, he said.
You have to let them know. But
Well, I did this last night, so
We need
I
to
sent
put
him
it-
Well, let him
I
know.
sent
We'll
him
do
an
it next
email.
week.
Well, no, I won't be here next week.
Oh.
That's okay. I'll send him a tape of it.
Oh,
I'll send him,
well,
I'll
that's
send him a
true.
CD.
That's true.
Or he can hear it on the internet, as anyone can.
Okay, you're going to be Nancy?
sure.
Sure. Sure. That didn't sound very convincing, Nancy. You mean, oh, sure.
Oh, sure.
No, not
Tiny.
not Tiny Tim.
Tiny
It's Nancy Sinatra.
Tiny Nancy.
Tiny Nancy. That's the only
See-
voice he knows, Mike.
No,
I
don't.
see. Yeah.
See, I can do the other one. Some velvet morning when I'm straight.
Yeah, but he wanted
No,
you
you'd
to be Nancy.
He wants you to
What?
be Nancy.
What's wrong with that?
Jay wanted you to, or Terry wanted you to be Nancy.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
All
All right. Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna open up your gate and maybe tell you about Phaedra and how he gave me life and how she made it in. Some velvet morning when I'm straight.
You know, Lee can't carry a tune in a bucket. Flowers growing on the hill.
Very good.
Dragonflies and daffodils learn from us very much. Look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name.
Some velvet morning when I'm straight, I'm gonna open up your gate.
Mr. Ed now.
And maybe tell you
About
about
Wilbur.
Phaedra and how she gave me life and how she made it in
Let me tell you about Wilbur.
some velvet morning when I'm straight.
Flowers are the things we knew. Secrets are the things we grew. Learn from us very much. Look at us, but do not touch. Phaedra is my name.
Wonderful. Keep
Very
going.
nice, Jay.
Thanks, Lee.
Keep going. There's the second
Where?
page.
Oh,
so-
hey, that's
okay.
enough.
That's it.
That's enough. We don't. Oh,
Oh.
gee, good Lord, this is like a Dylan song. the back and forth thing.
Yes.
Will you
Oh.
edit this?
Yeah, if you need
Okay.
it.
All
If you
right.
need it.
All right. Some velvet morning when
Flowers
I'm straight,
growing on the hill.
I'm gonna open up your gate
Dragonflies and daffodils.
and maybe tell you about
Learn
Phaedra
from us very much.
and how she gave me life
Look at us, but do not touch.
and how she made it in.
Phaedra is my name.
Very nice.
Well, thank
Very
you,
nice.
thank you,
Very
thank you, thank
nice.
you.
We have,
Thank
we have a
you,
couple
Ed.
of calls here now.
Thank you, Ed.
What do you think?
I think it's wonderful.
I think we should redo it as Mr. Ed.
Well, maybe you can't. You know,
Mr.
later on, if you get
Mr. Phaedra.
Mr. Phaedra.
Hi, you're on the air.
This story is absolutely legend. The guy who was the general manager of KWMU years ago, he was a whole character study in himself. But one of the things he would make a great movie all by himself.
Right.
But one of the funny things would be, he had been born in Germany but raised in the United States. His parents were real heavy German, so he was raised in the U.S. You'd think he was American, but there'd be little lapses in his knowledge, right? So this one fundraiser, they're going to have Prairie Home Companion on. This was before they didn't have the ability to put phone calls on the air with the little machine like
okay.
this
That's
is
a
a
long
long
time
time
ago,
ago. This guy, I want to say his name so bad. Gunther. That's too hard to say.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Anyway, he wanted. Here's what we're gonna do. Because Prairie Home Companion always has that bit about the pies used to have the bit about the pies at the side track cafe or whatever, right? This was in the middle of that. He goes, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have people call up and they're gonna give pledges and they're gonna tell us what their favorite pie is.
Oh boy.
And then we'll announce it on the air. Now, number one, what it would be, you would be hearing somebody going, ring, ring. Oh, there's a call. Click. Hello. Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't hear the other side.
This is what, right. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, that was a vote for apple pie, right? So, okay. So you know what's happening now. You've already figured it out,
oh,
right?
sure.
He takes the call.
And
Hello?
he'd never heard of this before because
He
of this
had
lapse,
not,
yeah.
because it was a little lapse in his knowledge of American idiom.
Yeah.
That he, hello. Mm-hmm. Well, that was unusual. That was a vote for hair pie. And then the woman, the public radio type nice woman who's on with him, hair pie? I don't think I've ever heard of hair pie. Well, I wonder how you would make a hair pie.
Oh, gee.
And they're going back and forth,
my
and it's
God.
like at this point it's like David Mamet. It's a David Mamet. It's getting more and more minimalist, right? Hair pie, hair pie, hair pie. All right,
Finally, somebody
the
tells
ring of the phone.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh.
Oh, really? And all you could hear was It was a guy explaining
Yeah,
it,
what
right?
it was, yeah.
But on the air, he goes, I don't think I've ever heard of a poontang pie. That story is legend.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Everybody
Wow.
in public, that happened in St. And to think it happened here in St.
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah.
Everybody in public radio knows that
about
story.
that. Huh?
I'm
Okay, well, since he walked out, we'll do the one punchline together.
Which one?
Here's your cue. But first, Ruru. Okay. Now, I have 9 pages of these things. And afterwards, we'll open up the phones and
Is
let
there
people
a joke
call.
with it?
No, there doesn't need to be.
No, okay, but I mean, are they legitimate punchlines or just something that somebody?
These are
made?
legitimate
Okay,
punchlines.
to jokes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Is there a joke that?
Oh,
make it a
I'm sorry. I
punchline?
thought you meant, you want me to do the whole joke. And then
No. I don't care about that as long as they're legitimate. Because otherwise, everything becomes it's simple.
No, but you'll recognize a lot of these.
Yeah, I'm sure. So what we're doing
And
is
just chime in with any that you think.
I don't remember.
Well, I
jokes.
knew I was getting a new kitchen, but
Okay, we'll start with these. And
Oh, you've got some
I've
already
got
written
some
down.
written
Oh,
down,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
That's okay. We want to use him for third base.
yes.
Good thing we didn't step in it.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do that one at the dinner table.
I don't know what that one is.
Well, you don't have to. It's just the punchline tells the joke, really. If you
Well,
think
no,
about it.
because
Sure
but
it
that
does.
last one is a punchline.
Well, they all are punchlines.
You know the joke that punchline?
No, the one before that. I'm glad I didn't step in it.
Excuse me, sir. How far is the old log in?
Don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
No.
Why, that son of a bitch. He told me it was Gabriel's horn.
And I've been blowing
There
it for
you go.
20 years now. I remember that one. Okay.
They're about to land.
The beer that made Milfamy walk us.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I have turtle recall.
Okay.
In a pinch, you can eat a bowling ball.
The squire of the the squire. wait a minute.
Go ahead, work it out.
The
Jay.
squire
We'll
of the hippopotamus is equal to the sum of the squires of the sides.
There you go. Had something to do with medieval times. I don't.
It did.
Snow tires don't start singing when you put them in chains.
So they'll have something to pick in the off season.
There you go.
Sure, let me hold your monkey.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're off.
Where's that rim shot when you need it?
$20, Father, same as outside. Because it was stapled to the chicken. I was talking to the duck.
That's right. Yeah.
It tastes just like a spotted owl, Your Honor.
I remember that was a good one. That was
Does this
funny.
taste funny to you? It's deep, too.
It's what?
It's deep, too.
Oh, deep.
So's mine, lady. It must be the salt water. Now it's my turn to cough.
What was that one?
But that one was eating my popcorn.
I didn't write that one down because I knew you were going to do that.
Uh-huh.
So, if you can say you're a Kennedy, I can say I'm 18.
Don't know that one either.
Well, if I'd known I had a squid in my underwear, I would have ordered the rice pilaf. And then Kathy Lee said to Frank, "What do you mean there's no such thing as Tuesday night football?"
Oh.
So the duck turns to the guy and says, "You want to hear my impression of De Niro? A frog in a blender.
Yep.
They have 3.5-inch floppies. Only 2, but I don't know how they got in there." I don't know, but it's on your left shoulder. If word gets out, everyone will want an extra pancreas. 100,000 sperm, and you were the fastest. "Woo," said the blonde. "I thought you meant the vacuum-insulated sealable container with the heat-reflective inner surface."
Okay.
I didn't say take the hoe, you idiot. I said Tokyo. "I don't know, kid. There's so many places they could hide." Now help me with this one, Jay. But the one in the middle looked like
Willie Nelson.
Nelson. Yeah.
it wouldn't have lived anyway. Its eyes are too far apart. Now I'll never get that smell out. "Pardon me, Roy. Is that the cat that ate your new shoes?"
Oh, yeah.
"No, because things go better with Coke."
People who live in grass houses
Houses
shouldn't
shouldn't
stow
stow thrones.
There you go. You expect more from Standard, and you get it.
Shorty's Super Standard Service Station, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
right.
Watching porno movies and eating Cheetos. Wow, I could have had a V8. "I can see your house from here. You going to eat that?" "Okay, boys, coffee break's over. Back on your heads."
Just get the keys and drive out.
Exactly. That's why we're going at night. He drowned during the burial at sea. And so Eleanor Roosevelt said, I'm not wearing a gas mask, dear. Well, surprise, surprise, Lorraine, that's not my finger. He stays up all night wondering if there really is a dog. About 300 yen. Why don't you pet him and maybe he'll let you? To prove he had guts. Yep, and she's pregnant too. No, we figured out what's causing it. Ella Fino.
She's got worms too, and I love to fish.
That's a good one, Jay. Because everyone is always getting rear-ended over there. Oh, here's a classic. Hold on, there's a fax coming through.
Oh, yeah.
You should see how she warms the hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Here, hold this chihuahua.
Yeah. That's a good one.
With friends like this, who needs enemas? They were trying to jumpstart the furnace.
If I lose my balance and fall out of the tree, you shoot the chihuahua.
That was the next line.
That's
Shoot
the
the
next
dog,
one,
shoot the dog.
What was that pirate joke? The pirate on the pool table?
Don't know.
That Becky told that somebody told that one night.
Oh,
Pardon
God.
me. Oh, they pardon me. No, tonight you better make it a Bud Light. Remember that one? Never mind.
Yeah, I might not.
I don't know that I can tell it.
Probably not.
There really isn't anything in it.
No,
What is it?
I don't remember.
Pirate
You'd have to be the judge of that.
pirate comes ashore for the first time in years and heads for a bar that he doesn't realize is an S&M bar. And he goes in and he asks for, and this is where this came up, a Pate's Wicked Ale.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A Wheat's Picket Ale. Yeah.
Right. He
That was-
drinks it.
A Wheat's Picket Ale.
Somebody
It's-
said they called it a Wheat's Picket
Wheat's
Ale
Picket
instead of a
Ale.
Pete's Wicked
Wheat's
Ale.
Picket Ale. He passes out. He wakes up on face down on the pool table with his pants pulled down.
Oh, I remember this. Yes, now I do.
That's not so bad.
And what happened? What's the punchline?
You do the two things. He goes back in the next night. Thought that was unusual. Comes back in the next night. Goes, let me have a Pete's Wicked Ale. Drinks it. Passes out.
Wakes up on the pool
same
table.
way. Next night, the guy bartender says, Pete's Wicked Ale. He goes, nah, better make it a Bud Light.
So every time I drink that other stuff, I end up on the pool table.
That's it. That's it.
They were
my God.
they were trying to jumpstart the furnace. I bit her. She farted and flew out the window. He'd have a better chance if you hadn't gutted him first. He had to get a coat hanger to get them out. Afterwards, she spits out the feathers.
I've never heard any of these. I have no idea what they
Really? Okay. Someone who gets out of the shower to pee. He didn't want the kids to grow up too lazy to steal. He made himself an offer he couldn't understand. Because you can't jump out of a
must
basement
be.
window.
That must be the Polish Godfather. Okay. There you go. Get it.
I don't know. Maybe they're not throwing the dogs high enough. Because you can't write prescriptions with spray paint.
The Monty Python one, the Scottish terrorist who tried to blow up a car and burned his lips on the tailpipe.
Whoa!
Oh,
You want beef and broccoli now?
yeah.
Your face looks exactly like my ass. Turn the stool upside down. I'm afraid that's not the worst of it. It's also deaf. The fellow in the next bed over would like to buy your boots. Seizures salad. Hey, nobody eats parsley. So you can floss after you eat. Then I wonder what it was I put in the hot water. Buy the dandruff on her shoes. You rub it for a while and it turns into a briefcase.
Oh my God! I told the nurse to prick his boil.
Yeah. Kermit's finger.
What? What?
You're, chime in anytime. Eh? I'm, sure
I'm
you're
just,
si- I'm,
I'm fascinated.
I can see that. Walk him and pitch to the rhino. You're letting in too much light. I'm only going to show you one more time. To stamp out flaming ducks.
You're arrested for transporting gulls over stayed lions for immortal porpoises.
Mm-hmm. There's a nickel on the bedstand and your mattress is missing. Oh no, some a-hole's got my pen.
Oh, yeah.
2 in the front, 2 in the back, and Richard Pryor in the ashtray.
Oh, God.
A dozen if you
Well,
slice
just
them
because
thin.
that one came from another one.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's an older joke.
it is. Mm-hmm. You're licking the rug. He wants to know if you can still mow the lawn. Not bad, but try taking the club out of your mouth before you hit the ball. The only way Hefner can get stiff nowadays is rigor mortis. Leave them alone, they're for the funeral. Because he delivers late and half the time it's in the wrong box. Look, mine's still in the crate. Yes, but there's a big difference between lipstick and gangrene. You must have an awfully wide stance.
Oh, yeah.
This is almost like that poetry they were talking about.
Yeah. Well, this is Poetry Month, you know.
Get a fifth one to shout bingo.
That's actually kind of beautiful. Actually, this could be a poet.
It
You
could
can
be.
go out there and write the poetry slam.
Right.
Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
maybe I should enter it and see how well I do.
Yeah,
How much for a season pass? I don't think I can take 67 more of those. You're right. It does feel like your wife's butt. He has one. He has one clean finger. I'm sorry, sir. You have to show your ticket here, not your stub. Yes, but none of us could get the lid off of the specimen cup. Just wait till I get both legs in there. Whoa, I don't remember eating that. I did. You start back to work on Monday. Scared of you? Hey, I was married to your sister for 48 years. Yes, but from an IUD? 4 months vacation and 5 good leads. What do you expect for $10? Lobster? A pit bull will eventually let go. All I know is that when they thaw out, they make an awful mess. No, we have Mutual of Omaha. They're both Peter Sellers.
I know that
You know
one.
that one, huh?
I know that one.
I want to know how he got into the house without waking my wife. I've been trying to do that for years. Did he drop off the $200 that he owes me? If you think I'm going to fire up the grill for one little wiener, you are sadly mistaken.
George, I gotta, but you?
My wife ran off with my best friend, and I sure do miss him. Damn, don't your ears ever get cold? I was just wetting my fingers so I could turn the page. Oh, no, I didn't. I put them in your tackle box. I think you should have ironed it first. Don't you have anything smaller? I'm sure the cow and sheep didn't, but the way the pig is squealing, how can I tell? First, let's see you play the harmonica. The sex is the same, but the dishes are piling up.
Boy, you don't understand. I get a bath once a week. I fall down 5-6 times a day.
I don't understand, crazy gringo. Most of the guys just ride her into town to the whorehouse.
That's on here, actually.
Yes, me and Pancho Villa, we had lunch
I
together.
doesn't know him. I had dinner with him. That's what I. Same joke, different punch.
I can't figure out why she kept patting my head and pulling my ears. Mr. President, it's in the First Lady's handwriting. Your name wasn't mentioned at all. I'm just glad I didn't bark.
Where's that engine girl I'm supposed to kill?
When the doctor put it in, he had both his hands on my shoulders. You
Oh, there you go.
know that
Yeah,
one.
I know that one.
Same problem, better health plan.
What was the one about something's up in the tree and it's going to fall down and it's really vicious?
That's what we had
The
before.
shoot the
That's
dog.
the Chihuahua.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I fall out of the tree, you shoot the
You should-
chihuahua.
Right.
Right. That's it. That's
It was the gorilla exterminator.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Okay.
They both make
Please
you wait 2 hours.
continue.
Okay. They both make you wait for 2 hours for a 2-minute ride. That's Viagra and Walt Disney World. No, it's for my wrist. The girl never showed up. I wanted to see how I look without a beard. I just took a couple inches off the tops of your rain boots. Never make up your mind. I have to adjust the chair. Getting a second opinion. Do you think I should have said DiMaggio? Hey, Phil, tell him about the time we were in Africa and you called that witch doctor a son of a bitch. When I wipe it on the drapes, it really drives her nuts. Thanks for bringing him home, but where's his wheelchair? Know it? I wrote it.
I love that one. That's a great. That joke is great.
It's a classic.
It is.
No, we usually just use the camel to ride into town. Okay, that's a variation on the one.
Yeah.
Well, Miss Kitty said jump in the saddle and go to town, so here I am.
That's right. And the like joke. A whole shovel full, Miss Kitty?
How do you breathe through something so small?
Well, finally, on top of all that, no one could eat that much ice cream.
He still eats everything in sight, but since the cue ball incident, he measures everything first. Well, I'm going to start eating grass, so you better brace yourself. So the bear grabs the bunny and wipes his butt with it. I don't have time for sex, but the talking frog is pretty neat. Today just isn't your day, boy.
I love that one too. It's a great joke.
Surprise! I'm the bus driver.
All I have to do is outrun you.
Good grief! Can it whistle too? Put your Bibles away, boys. Our prayers have been answered. Then write with your other hand. I gave you extra credit for doing it all through the muffler.
Old Zeke don't cotton to it much neither.
Hit either one of them and you're grounded. Lie to me, Pinocchio. Lie to me. We put cream and sugar on our strawberries. Well, I can't ever show my face in McDonald's again. It was my first day with the hook, and last and certainly not least, your turn in the barrel.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So, there you go.
They can call
10
tell their favorite
pages
punchlines.
of punchlines.
Punchlines, yeah. Catch, Jay.